All right, y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm King Tyson. Don't forget to like and subscribe like I always tell y'all to do in the beginning or the end of my videos. Check it out before we start. Write me at KingTyson713@yahoo.com if you want my advice about something, you want my opinion about something. Write me, KingTyson713@yahoo.com. Also, if you like this content, please go to the video tab section of the YouTube channel. Click on the video that interests you. Watch it. Give me some feedback in the comments. I really appreciate that. So look, let's make this a quick video. Y'all, so there's a woman, a sister, she went viral. She's saying that, hey, why do I always get approached by men who are heavily overweight, men who are very, very old? Why are these the only two men who approach me? And she's talking about online. So she said in her DMs, this is where she getting approached. And I'm guessing she was talking about in person too as well. So she said, let's just say she's saying in person and on DMs. She said, the guys that I really want to talk to are not approaching me. What's the problem? Now, when you look at this sister, she's not a bad looking sister, right? But she do got a tattoo on her neck, you know, white, like the neck and the chest area, right? She got that. So she says she has a 19-year-old kid, which my son is 13. So that tells me that she's probably in her late 30s. Well, I'm gonna say she's in her 40s, right? So she says that she looks, people tell her she looks young for her age, but these are the two types of men that approaches her, right? So she's saying that, why am I not being approached by men who I find attractive, right? So my thing is that, and I'm gonna be honest with you ladies, because men, we be honest with ourselves, you know, the type of men who approach you it's levels. When they say it's levels to this, it's definitely levels to this. And I want my sisters to understand. And I tell them, and the brothers too, it's levels to everything. And in order for you to excel to another level, you have to do the work and change yourself, you know, now. And that's whether it's financial or physically. These are two things you got to change yourself on, you know. My thing with this woman is, listen. It ain't got nothing to do with you having a 19-year-old child, right? Because we know as we all get older, let's just say ones who much older, mid-30s, 40s plus, right? We already know 9 times out of 10 a person is gonna have a child or children. So when you're dating in that age range, you already know that the person you meet more likely is going to have a child, right? You're more likely going to have a child, right? So that's not going to be a factor, right? She didn't say she looking for young dudes. She just saying she said that the guys that approach her, right? So she's accepting of men of her age. She's accepting of dealing with men her age, right? So my thing is that these certain type of men who approach you are a level that you're probably on. For whatever reason, you giving off that vibe, and this is the reason why men are this certain type of men approach you. And I want my ladies to understand, ladies, when you and the thing is, ladies, when you were a lot younger, when you were in your 20s, just like us men, when we was in our 20s, right? Our body different. I remember back in the day when I was 20 years old, I could do 10 push-ups. I'm already got cut in my arms, cut in my chest, cuts in my chest, right? You know what I'm saying? Stomach flat, everything, right? 6-pack, everything. You do 50 sit-ups, you already got a 6-pack. You know what I mean? Like our body, when it comes to our body, when you were younger, it's hey, listen. We know that a woman's prime age is in her early 20s, right? And I know ladies gonna say, hold on, wait. I'm in my 30s and I look damn good. I'm in the best shape of my life. I feel like I look prettier now, older than I did when I'm younger, right? So why is that considered a prime at my early 20s, right? So the thing is, the reason why that's considered a prime in your early 20s is this comes from men. This don't come from you ladies. This comes from men. Men feel like when older men want to date, they typically want to date younger, right? Not all men, not all older men, but this is why. And also too, men know that younger women are very impressionable, right? And older men know that you can mold a woman mold a younger woman to what you want her to be like, right? We know that women that's younger don't have much experience. So older men already have the experience, the worldly experience, right? That younger women don't have. So also too, men look at women who in their early 20s that they can give birth. They have really no major complications having children. Now, with the brothers, I gotta talk to my brothers now. Brothers, the world has changed. Brothers, women are having children more in their 30s. Women are having children even in their 40s now. Let me say this. There's a study I was looking at I was reading an article, and I don't have the article, so don't quote me on this, but I remember reading the article, matter of fact, about a week ago online, right? And an article saying that there are women in their 40s are having more children than women in their 20s right now. And that speaks volumes. So what I'm saying is, fellas, don't look at, hey man, we want a younger woman because she can give birth, because now women in their 30s and 40s giving birth. But I know men gonna say, oh man, don't nobody want to date no older, want to have a baby with an older woman. I'm just saying, you can't use the baby, excuse, because women are having children in their 30s and their 40s, right? You even got some women having children in their early 50s, 51, 52, 53. Just keeping it real, right? So look, what I'm saying is that this is the reason why, ladies, men are saying in your prime, right? Men are saying, hey, it's because you're a lot younger mental wise, right? Your womb, these are things why men are saying in your prime. And normally, when, ladies, keep it real, when you're in your 20s, like I said with men, right? But when it comes to I do 20 push-ups back in the day when I'm 20, I easily got cuts on my arms. I do 50 sit-ups, I got a six-pack, right? When women are much younger, especially if you ain't had children, you remember back in your 20s, your breasts was a lot perkier. Let's keep it real. Your body was snatched, right? More snatched than what it is now. Now, I'm not saying you don't keep yourself up and you look good now. Your body could still probably be snatched now. But I'm saying more likely, a lot of the times women are not the same size as they was in their 20s. Hell, I ain't the same size I was in my 20s. When I was 20 years old, y'all, I weighed 135. I'm at 205 right now. That's a 70-pound difference in my early 40s. I'm 42. 205, 20 years old. At 22, I was 135. 70-pound difference. None of us are rarely the same weight size we was when we was 20 years old, right? So this is why men say, hey, this is the prime years of what men are considered to women. When men say women prime years, this is what men are talking about, right? And also too, ladies, you have more options in your early 20s as well. The world is your oyster in your early 20s. You're going to get proposals. You're going to get all type of attention when you're in your early 20s versus when you get older. This is why I tell ladies, if you're the young sisters, we got to tell the younger sisters, like, hey, in your youth, try not to squander your youth. Try not to get out here and have a whole face in your early 20s. If you meet a guy that is a good guy and you're in your early 20s to mid 20s, and he's a good guy, hey, and he got something going for himself, and he has potential to really be something, and the qualities of a husband, and he wants to marry you. Take the opportunity to do it. This is my personal opinion. Take the opportunity to do it, because you two can build together and have a marvelous life together. Especially when a man wants to marry you. Too many times, ladies, in modern day time, ladies tend to say, oh, I got time to do that. I'm young. I want to party. I want to do this, and that, right? And when you're younger, you cool because you're getting all the attention. But the thing is, when you get older, you don't have the same type of attention. Now, even though you might be still beautiful, your body might still be on point, but you still might not have that same type of the same type of attention. It's a different attention. It's a different type of attention. Now, women also will need to understand that looks are very important. That's one thing. Now, the sister had a tattoo on her neck and her chest, right? Let me say this. When men see women with tattoos on their chest, their neck, their arms, and you can visibly see it, right? A lot of times, ladies got to understand, men can look at that as two ways. You either the hood rat chick, I hate to say it like that, you the hood chick, or you the party girl, right? And either way, you don't want to be known as either one of these types, because these are the types that men don't tend to settle down with. Even thug, be like, hey, even thuggies will call a female a hood rat. And they might still be in the same hood. They still a hood rat. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so what I'm saying is you don't want to have that type of look to you. Now, I'm not talking out on women with tattoos. Don't get this twisted. I'm just saying that I'm telling you what the perception is. When a woman have visible tattoos showing all over the place, men look at women as like, a lot of times they the fun girls. They not something to take serious. Now, if the brother got a lot of tattoos and you got tattoos, ladies, hey, it work out like that. You know, I'm just keeping it real. But if you want a certain type, especially a corporate type of brother, or you want a brother who more working class brother, you don't want to have the street dude. You don't want to have the brothers in the streets. The street dude, a brother that's gang banging or whatever. You don't want that type of brothers. You want a more working man, 9-to-5 man, or more corporate type man. It's gonna be hard for you to get the attention from this guy when you got visible tattoos showing all over, right? Now, I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying that working men take pride in taking care of their family, being, and I'm not saying brothers who in the streets don't take care of their family. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that working men and especially corporate men, it's more of an image where if you in the streets, you don't care about no image. You do what you do. You don't care about no image, right? So what I'm saying is that that's something to consider. Now, remember when I told you there's levels to this, right? I'm gonna be real to this sister. That might be all the men that you can attract at your age right now. Because when you're younger, you probably had a lot of men who were the men that you really wanted, that was your type, that was coming at you. Now, for whatever reason, she's not with the child's father that's a 19-year-old, so she's single. But now that you got older, you don't have the same options as you had when you was younger. So now the men who are approaching you are men who are fat, overweight, and older men. Now, ladies, if you fit in this criteria where she's going through, you're like, damn, why am I getting approached by men that's just absolutely not my type? Then it's going to be a physical thing, because men are looking at, okay, the more men normally, when women are attracted to men, to a certain type of man, these certain type of men who are deemed attractive by most women, these type of men want a certain look of a woman, right? And you might not fit that aesthetic. This is the reason why I say you have to, and looks are very important. So you might have to work on yourself. If you are too heavy, you might have to lose some weight, sisters. You know what I'm saying? If your style, you need a makeover, get you a makeover. Get some new clothes. You need a hairstyle. It's a lot of things. Look and see what's popping in fashion, what's going on, what's the trend. I'm not saying you got to follow the trend, but I'm saying follow some sort of a trend that's kind of up to date of what's going on. And that way you put yourself in the running. And a lot of times, sisters, y'all put yourself out of running just on looks alone. And looks are very important for men. And you're single, so you're trying to get the attention of men. If you're not playing into the man gaze, GAZE, if you're not trying to play into what he's looking for, then you're putting yourself out the race. This is why I'm saying. So a lot of times, ladies, if you're struggling and you want to find a certain type of man, that you're like, oh, I want this certain type of guy, you gotta kind of get on what he likes. And this is why I say physical appearance is very important. That's my advice that I got to give, right? That's to that sister. And I'm saying that, hey, I could be wrong, y'all. I hate to talk like this and say certain things, even about the tattoos and stuff like that. But I got to keep it real. It's not that, men, we try not to be judgmental of women, but it's like, if the dating market is based off what men, right? Because, it is what it is. If it's based off what men like, because men do the choosing, men do the choosing. So you got to go off of what men typically like. And that's how you stay in a race. If you try to go opposite of that, you're going to be on a losing end. So that's what I got to say to that sister. That's the reason why and like I say, that's the reason why. That's the reason why, she getting these certain type of men now. When she was younger, she probably had top choice of men, But as she get older, and especially if you're not keeping yourself up, You know, you might let yourself go a little bit on the physical side. You know, like I was saying earlier, you kind of put yourself out of the race. Same thing with men. As men, if there's certain type of women who only want men with with money and prestige and status. Certain men don't even qualify for these certain type of women. So what do men do? Men say, okay, certain men be like, okay, if I don't qualify for this, I'm gonna go get me some money. I'm gonna work hard and go get the money. And so when they get the money, that's why they get these certain type of women that they always wanted, because they know that these certain type of women 9 times out of 10 want the money. And so even if the man be like, well, I ain't gotta change myself physically, as long as I get the money, at least he got the attention of the woman. Now, whether she's loving for him and just the bag, that's on him to understand that that's what the possibility is, or more likely that's what it is. Even men, brothers, we gotta level up, and ladies want us to level up on the money side. You know, I mean, or the brothers, you got the looks. You know, if you hurting in the looks departments, brothers, and hey, you got to hit the gym. You got to work out. You know what I'm saying? You get yourself more physically appearing, physically attractive for women. You got to do that. It's what it is. I tell people all the time on my videos, I say, hey, listen, there are plenty unattractive people in the face, but if they go to the gym and work out, they got a nice body, that will boost your points up so high. Even if your face is not deemed attractive by a lot of people, but because you work out and you in shape, it makes you look more attractive. You might be like, damn, but because your body on point, your points is going up. This is leveling up. Everything is about levels. And women ladies, y'all get so comfortable thinking about when you were 20, the attention you got, until you get older and you don't have that same attention, and you try to figure out why I don't have that same attention, because things change physically. You know what I mean? And men who are still in the top of running, in the top of the market, they still want high level looking, top level, on a looks wise women. That is straight real. But let me know what y'all think. Am I right? Am I wrong? I'm King Tyson. Peace and blessings. One love. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm out.